Hey everybody, peace. How's life? I hope it's treating you well. I was trolling around. Well, actually, I was on Facebook. A lot of YouTubers now have Facebook pages and are pretty good about getting their videos seen, or at least letting people know that their videos are ready to be seen through their Facebook page. And so I subscribe to a bunch of people: Busan Kevin, TkyoSam, Give Me a Flake Man, TkyoSam, a bunch of people. And I have my own, as you guys know, my Argonauts on Facebook. And basically, I just post links, when I put up new videos, so it's an easy way to keep track. So I was on Facebook, and Sam, most of you guys know TKYO he posted a video, a fairly long video for him of 22 minutes, and he's talking about a current kind of hot button issue in Japan. And this is a response to his video. I just feel like he kind of glossed over an important part of why this is making people angry, in wanting to kind of just tell his own story about why he feels that it's okay for some corporal punishment at school. Now, first of all, we should talk about the word corporal punishment. Corporal punishment, it seems a little bit severe and harsh. It seems like it's, beating with a ruler, or, even spanking, with a paddle or something like this. And corporal punishment almost always kind of connotes uh, a reprimand for something having been done wrong. You were supposed to be on time, you were late. You were supposed to hand in an assignment, you forgot. You're not supposed to say fuck at school, you did. These are very clear, black and white. You were supposed to do something, you didn't do it, now you're getting punished. And the case that I'm about to speak about with the basketball coach and the student who committed suicide, that's not what was going on here. So when Sam brought up examples of students he felt had done something wrong, like come in and trashed flowers at a graduation, or just in general being snots, this is not that situation. And we can go back and forth on how much you feel corporal punishment should be allowed, but he's not a parent, at least not yet. I'm not a parent. I think if I were a parent, I would have a hard time wanting my son or daughter, allowing a school official on a whim to beat my son or daughter. I don't think that's right. And so that's kind of where I'm coming from. But again, I don't have children. I don't know, but I have been a teacher. I have been a teacher in the classroom now for a while. And most of my students, I got to admit, are well behaved. I don't have that many bad students, or haven't in the past. Of course, now I teach at a university. So let's get into it. First of all, he never mentioned the fact that it was a coach, not a teacher. It was a coach of a basketball team who did the slapping, and that prompted the boy, in all estimation, to hang himself and commit suicide. And this happened a few weeks ago in Japan, and it got a lot of press and a lot of talk in the gaijin press as well. And so what I was speaking about earlier is the fact that, it didn't seem like he was necessarily saying, hey, you missed that shot, smack. It was like he was trying to, quote unquote, motivate the student to do better, or to achieve greater, or to bring the team to better glory. He was the team captain, this young boy. He was a senior in high school. He was 17 years old, and he supposedly wrote a letter telling the coach, hey, look, I just can't really handle the physical abuse. I got to know, what am I doing wrong? Tell me, when am I going to get these slaps? But he never gave the letter to the coach, because he showed it to some other teammates, and they said, that's only going to make him angrier. And the things that the layers of this that get me angry when I read about this story are A, that obviously there's a kind of a circle of silence that allows it to happen. B, that there were assistant coaches in their 20s who saw the abuse taking place and never said anything. And part of that's because when they were in students, say 5 years previous, before they got out of college and are now coaches, they were coached by this same guy. Most of you don't know this, but in Japan, teachers rotate. It's very routine. They can stay anywhere, 3 years, 4 years is very normal, and then they go to a different school in the prefecture. Up to 7 years is the max. Some prefectures, 10 years is the max. This particular coach had been at this senior high school for 18 years. And the feeling is he probably never got transferred because he was an effective coach in the sense that his team was winning. Okay? So there's a certain amount of like, he's untouchable. He's God at this school because he's been there for so long. He's outlasted every other employee. He's an institution, right? And he's getting the results. And if the school rather, prides itself on having great athletic teams, this could be something that gives him an inflated sense of his own self-worth, and that whatever he does is okay, which is clearly not the case here. Um, there were incidents reported before where he slapped a kid so hard his jaw, like he had some internal jaw injury, but they only gave the coach a reprimand. Nothing really ever happened to him. And this goes to what I was just talking about, how kind of high his position was at this school. And they also found out another time that he was physically abusing a student, and they just asked him, "Are you physically abusing the student?" The coach said, "No, not really." And they dropped it. They never asked any of the students on the team where this was allegedly taking place. This is the level of investigation that the Board of Education or the school itself did into some of these incidents in the past. This guy has been reported many times. And it's just kind of indicative of a situation that, when we read about bully suicides, it's very sad, it's tragic, but usually, like Sam mentioned, it's kind of a student who's an outsider or something getting bullied by other students. This is a person in a position of authority, using that authority in an abusive way because of some crazy notion that you have to win at all costs, that it's okay to physically beat a student to get them to perform better. Now, I'm not talking about, hey, you guys are slacking, do a few extra laps around the track, or whatever coaches use to inspire, physically intimidating, being in their face, yelling, screaming, these kinds of things. But when you cross that line and you're hitting a student repeatedly, you have gone too far, Sam. There should be a line. And in a lot of countries, in schools, there is. It's just not allowed at all, like in Canada and New Zealand. And in other places, like in the United States, 19 states allow corporal punishment of some form, and the rest of them do not. And Japan, unfortunately, has not really caught up with the rest of the world in some respects in this aspect. Now, I didn't see a lot of this type of abuse, but for instance, I had some disruptive students in my class one year when I was a junior high ALT. But I knew the kendo coach because I did kendo on Thursday nights with the kendo team. And so he was also the PE coach. And I just mentioned to him, I said, I'm really getting a lot of guff out of these two boys in my English class, on Thursdays. And the coach said, wakata. And he's like, say no more, I'll take care of it. And he did, he's like, he went up to them and basically, from what I heard, said, I heard you're giving, Mr. Harris a hard time in English. That's going to stop. Okay, and for right now, you're going to do this drill and this drill and this drill and this drill and run these extra laps, and he took it out on him for about a week, in extra physical stuff at practice, and in PE class. And I think there are other ways you can get to this without the actual slapping. So, is winning at any cost okay? Is this guy at all justified? I don't think so. Feel free to leave a comment. There's lots of articles. If you just keyword search in Google, coach, suicide, slap, Japan, you'll find articles from the Japan Times and other places in English, all the different layers of this. It's very, very sad that it never got stopped up until now. And they're just still sort of denying it and backing off from it. So I hope that his name hasn't even been given to the public yet. I hope he gets hauled in front of something and gets put away. Obviously, I want never to be a teacher again, and I want criminal, stuff brought against him. I'm not sure what the law is. Okay, that's my time. Thanks, Sam. I enjoy watching your videos as always. It's good to kind of get the one-on-one going again, and I look forward to your next video. Peace.